It is time for the final Legends League push in what may be our final Legends League video on the channel before the new ranked system is put into the game. So today we're sharing a high Legend League base. This Town Hall 17 base was built by WBB's talented builder, May, and it's already proving to be a nightmare for attackers in high Legend League. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at its design, the trap placements, and why it's shutting down even the strongest meta armies. So taking a closer look at this base, you can see along the back side, we've got a nice distribution of the giant bombs to help trap for the Royal Champion charge. And we do have the monolith down here. We got the ricochet cannon, multi-archer towers, a big spread of heavy hitting defenses. The gear tower to the left does have the Giga Bomb there to help with the Royal Champion charge as well. And we got the Crusher Mortar on the top right side of the base. The Town Hall is protected by both of the Fire Spitters in the core. Great coverage from them, the double scatter shots, and again, just all around great distribution of defenses. We have a few replays to take a look at. Let's jump in. And here we go with the first replay. It is going to be the Royal Champion charge into Root Riders, with the Royal Champion pushing straight in towards the Town Hall compartment, making her way through the Ricochet Cannon, and then she should continue pushing straight on in for that Town Hall. There we go, the next Invis. RC moving in, next Invis coming down, but look at the damage on the Royal Champion. She gets forced to ability, and she's just barely hanging in there. She will get the Town Hall down, but she's not going to get a whole lot after that. The Fox has gone down. The Rocket Spear is picking up a few extra buildings here. Next Invis dropped in, able to keep her alive for a bit longer than expected, but she is going to go down here shortly. Down goes the scatter shot, and then there's the recall. He actually doesn't get the scatter shot. We got the siege barracks from the top side of the base. The Root Riders are in, and full send. And also, if you guys want to give this base a try for yourself, the link, as always, will be down in the description below. And if you do use it, leave us a comment. Let us know how it does. But here we go with the push from the Root Riders from that top side, making their way down into the base. He does overgrowth in the core, covering up the Fire Spitters and the Inferno Towers. Making his way to the Crusher Mortar. We got the Rocket Balloons, the Ice Golem, the Furnace on defense. Alright, the Ice Golems are certainly going to slow things down here, especially with all these heroes on the back end, is also going to make things very difficult to get through. So he's got a lot still to work through on this base. Now the overgrowth wears off. The Fire Spitter is going to be able to start getting some damage in yet again. And this Wizard Tower on the outside of the base is going to pull all the Root Riders to the outside, along with everything else as well. So everything's pushing into the Tesla. Now the Root Riders are going to dip back into the base, go in towards the Monolith Ricochet Cannon area. He drops in his Rage. Interesting spot for that. I mean, he's got a lot of area to get through. Still has two multi-archer towers, enemy queen, Gigabomb, gear tower. There's just so many heavy hitting defenses still left to get through. This attack has no chance at this point, as everything is fizzling out from the core. The queen's popped her ability. The double Fire Spitter under the Rage Tower is just doing so much damage, able to melt through the queen, melt through the giant. Just a few Root Riders left alive with the Barbarian King, but it's going to be just a bit too much for everything to get through here. This is going to be a defense. Let's jump in to the next replay. Here we go with the next replay. This one is going to be Dragons. Fires off that giant arrow nice and early from the bottom side of the base. Okay. It's going to redeploy the queen on the top right side, and then all these dragons going in along the bottom right side of the base. It's going to be full send. We'll see how far these dragons are able to make it. Pops the Prince ability relatively early there, slowing down the Monolith as he makes his approach. He does have some CC troops there to deal with as well. The Furnace is out. I didn't see if he pulled out the Ice Golems yet or not. They might not actually come out. But there we go. We got the troops moving in. Okay, he's got Yetis in the core, so the Ice Golems are definitely coming out of there. Going to be slowing things down right in front of that raged up Fire Spitter. It's not going to be ideal. He does have the Royal Champion's ability still to use in a few spells. He's got the Revive spell, which we don't see a whole lot of anymore, but it is still a decent spell. Alright, Royal Champion's gone down to Phoenix already. It doesn't look like she got a whole lot of value on the top side of the base. The Town Hall still standing on the back end as the Prince and the Dragons are trying to make their way in here. The Warden taking a bunch of damage. He's going to go down early. And there we go. We got the Prince moving in. He's going to try to get this Town Hall down. Get the Town Hall shots coming in. He's going to revive the Royal Champion. Okay, he's definitely going to secure the 2-star, but everything has fizzled out, and this is not going to be a 3-star. It's going to be a nice defense here as the Royal Champion and the Prince both go down. Just a few cleanup dragons at the top of the base, and not enough for the triple. Let's move on to replay number 3. Replay number 3 is going to be yet another Royal Champion charge into Root Riders. So we got that Spirit Walk from the bottom side of the base, making his way into this 6 o'clock corner. Try to work through the multi-archer tower. Got one Tesla popping up on the outside over by the mortar, going to pull the Royal Champion away from that monolith, which is exactly why these defenses are placed the way that they are. So the monolith will get to stay standing. RC moving into the gear tower towards this Gigabomb over here. All right, gear tower goes down. Gigabomb's going to go off. The Fox is already dead, so just takes a chunk of health away from the Royal Champion. Makes the multi-archer tower invisible. Pops her ability, and down she goes. The Royal Champion. Okay, never mind. I thought she went down there. She's still alive. I guess she just got forced to ability there in the end, but still not a whole lot of value from that RC charge. Just a couple of buildings out of the bottom side. Still able to successfully set a funnel, but beyond that, not a whole lot of value. The giant arrow from the Queen on the left side of the base, and it looks like he's gonna funnel on the top side, so we're not even gonna use that funnel that the Royal Champion set at the start of the attack. Here we go. We're gonna full send straight into the town hall. All right, we'll see how these troops do. The Queen's gonna be able to join up with the main army. Got the Barbarian King in the mix as well. Everything's working its way in. But again, this double fire spitter in the core of the base is going to be able to do so much damage, especially now when that rage tower on defense is able to go off. And speaking of going off, these fire spitters are going crazy. Warden's ability is wearing off, so they're able to actually get their damage in as the troops make their approach into the core. There's a lot going on here. King goes to ability. The fire spitters do go down, but they got their damage in. Now it's time for the monolith to shine. We also have that furnace on defense. It's going to go down, but it was able to get a few shots in there as well. And then speaking of defensive things, we got the King there. We got the defensive Prince there as well. And that is a very difficult duo to deal with, especially while under fire of the monolith and of the ricochet cannon. Everything is being picked away. Everything is dead. This is a defense. Let's take a look at one final replay. All right, and we got the final replay, and just for fun, it is going to be mass furnace on this one. We've got the Queen charge Warden walk from the top side of the base, and they're going to work their way around. They're actually going to push back towards the town hall compartment. We got a few furnaces here, so the fire mites can try to get some things cleared out and try to get that defending Royal Champion out of the way as well. The Warden and the Queen moving in towards the town hall compartment, and they're going to be moving in towards some high damage areas over here, so definitely keeping an eye on those as they make their way in. Queen already taking a bunch of damage. Pops the Warden's ability, which he has the fireball, and the Queen is dead, so already off to a bad start. Actually, I thought the Queen was dead there. Oh, he used the revive. Okay, she was dead. I forgot that he brought revive spells. I was a little confused. Like I said, not used to seeing the revive. Royal Champion's coming from the left with the siege barracks. I guess he's trying to just force the Queen into the walls here, which she does like beating on walls, so I suppose it should work. But I think the Queen's gone down again. I'll see if he revives her again. But now we got that Warden pushing into the core of the base, but there's no chance he could stay alive in that core, and he does indeed go down. Got the Barbarian King from the left side of the base. Royal Champion pushing through to the gear tower. Down she goes. Pops the King's ability. Spiky Ball able to get a few buildings out of the middle of the base as well, but not taking down that fire spitter, which is absolutely cooking the fire mites. Barbarian King's going to try to get as much as he can, but he's going to have a little bit of struggles here. Still has 4 furnaces in the bag. He's going to start dropping them in on this bottom side of the base. Okay. See if it's going to be enough to help support the Barbarian King. Still has a Skelly spell as well, but this King's going to get stuck on walls. He did bring the Queen back to life again, and she's joined up with the King down here on the bottom side. But now we got the defending King. We've got the furnace popping off, doing a lot of damage to these heroes. The furnaces are doing a nice job trying to help push them through, but this one's not going to get it. It's going to be another defense for this base, and that's going to be a wrap for this video. Be sure to check out the WBB socials on screen. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.